If you want to understand Islam, truly understand it, don't just ask what Muslims do. Don't just look at the prayers, the fasting, the rituals on the surface. Instead, you have to ask a much deeper question. What do they believe deep inside their hearts? Because Islam isn't just a set of actions, it's a profound state of being. It's faith. It's a source of unshakable clarity in a world of confusion. It's a compass that gives life direction and purpose when everything else feels lost. And that faith, that inner conviction, stands firmly on 6 eternal truths. These are not just abstract concepts, they are the very foundation of a Muslim's worldview. They are known as the 6 Pillars of Īmān, or the 6 Pillars of Faith. These are the core beliefs that shape every thought, every intention, every action, and every single heartbeat of a Muslim. They are the invisible architecture that supports the entire structure of their life and their relationship with the Creator. So, if you are someone who is genuinely curious, someone who truly wants to discover the essence of Islam beyond the headlines and the misconceptions, then this is your starting point. Don't start with the practices. Start with the beliefs that give those practices meaning. If you really want to discover Islam, start right here. The very first pillar, the foundation upon which everything else is built, is the belief in Allah. Not just any God, but the one and only God, the creator of the heavens and the earth, and everything in between. He is the unseen, yet His signs are everywhere. He is the all-powerful, the all-knowing, and the most merciful. This isn't just an intellectual acknowledgement. It's a deep, personal relationship. It's the belief that this entire universe, with its breathtaking complexity and perfect balance, didn't just appear from nothing. It has a masterful designer, a single purposeful creator, who is beyond our limited human comprehension. Some might ask, how can you believe in something you can't see? But think about it. We believe in so many unseen realities every single day. You believe in love, don't you? You can't hold it in your hand or see it under a microscope. But you feel its effects. You see its evidence in a mother's embrace or a friend's sacrifice. You believe in gravity. You can't see the force itself, but you see the apple fall from the tree. You know it's there, holding the entire cosmos together in a delicate dance. You believe in your own thoughts, your own consciousness, yet they are completely invisible. The belief in Allah is similar. We see His attributes reflected in the world around us. We see His power in the roaring thunder and the vastness of the ocean. We see His artistry in the intricate design of a snowflake and the vibrant colors of a sunset. We see His mercy in the rain that gives life to barren land and the comfort we feel after a moment of sincere prayer. His existence is the most logical explanation for our own. Believing in Him is not a leap into darkness. It's stepping into the light, recognizing the source of all light. This belief transforms everything. It means you are never truly alone. The one who created the galaxies is intimately aware of the whispers of your heart. It means every challenge has a purpose, and every blessing is a gift from a source of infinite generosity. It means your life has an ultimate meaning beyond the temporary pursuits of this world. It's the anchor for the soul, the ultimate source of peace, strength, and hope. It is the realization that you are a creation of the Most Merciful, and your purpose is to live in accordance with His guidance. The second pillar of faith takes us a step further into the unseen world, the belief in angels. In Islam, angels are not chubby babies with wings and harps. They are magnificent beings created from pure light, who have no free will of their own. Their entire existence is dedicated to one thing and one thing only: worshipping and obeying the commands of Allah. They are His noble messengers, His silent workforce, carrying out His decrees throughout the universe without ever faltering or questioning. They are a testament to the perfection and majesty of the Creator's dominion over all things. Their existence explains a fundamental connection between the divine and the human. How does God, who is beyond our physical realm, communicate with humanity? Through His angels. It was the Archangel Gabriel or Gabriel who was tasked with the most monumental of responsibilities, delivering the words of Allah to the prophets, including the final revelation, the Qur'an, to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Angels are also the recorders of our deeds, meticulously noting every good and bad action, reminding us that we are always accountable for our choices. Again, the question arises, why believe in something unseen? But just as we accept the existence of invisible forces, like radio waves carrying information across the globe, or germs that we can't see but know can cause illness, we accept the existence of this other dimension of creation. Their existence is not a matter of superstition. It is a matter of faith in the Creator's description of His own creation. It expands our understanding of reality beyond the narrow confines of what our five senses can perceive, opening our minds to the vastness of God's kingdom. Believing in angels fosters a profound sense of awe and humility. It reminds us that we are part of a much larger cosmic order. We are not alone in worshiping God. A countless host of powerful luminous beings are in a constant state of praise. This belief also brings a sense of comfort and protection, knowing that Allah has appointed angels to guard us. It makes the universe feel less empty and more alive with purpose. Every atom governed by a divine system carried out by these obedient servants of light. The third pillar of faith is the belief in the divine books. If Allah is the most merciful, it is from His mercy that He would not leave humanity to wander in darkness, guessing about their purpose. He sent guidance. He communicated His will through sacred scriptures revealed to His messengers. Muslims believe that Allah sent many books throughout history, including the scrolls of Abraham, the Torah of Moses, the Psalms of David, and the Gospel of Jesus. We believe in the original pure form of all these revelations as divine truths sent for their specific times and people. These books were beacons of light, each confirming the one that came before it and carrying the same core message: to worship the one God and to live a righteous life. They were tailored for the communities they were sent to, providing laws, wisdom, and spiritual nourishment. Believing in them is to acknowledge the continuous loving guidance that God has provided to humanity throughout its long history. It shows a chain of revelation, a consistent divine rope extended to mankind time and time again, calling us back to our Creator. However, Muslims believe that with the passage of time, the earlier scriptures were subject to human alteration, translation errors, and loss. Therefore, out of His ultimate wisdom and mercy, Allah sent one final, comprehensive, and perfectly preserved revelation to guide all of humanity for all time: the Qur'an. The Qur'an is not just another book, it is considered the literal unchanged word of Allah, revealed to His final prophet, Muhammad, peace be upon him. It is unique because Allah Himself promised to protect it from any corruption, a promise that has been fulfilled for over 1400 years. The Qur'an is the ultimate user manual for the human being. It addresses the soul, the intellect, and the heart. It contains stories of the past, laws for society, prophecies of the future, scientific wonders, and above all, a direct and intimate conversation with the one who created you. Believing in it means you have access to a perfect, timeless source of guidance that answers life's biggest questions. Where did I come from? What am I doing here? And where am I going? It is a direct link to the divine, waiting to be opened and reflected upon. The fourth pillar is the belief in all the prophets and messengers of God. Just as God sent books of guidance, He chose the best of humanity to deliver that guidance and to be living examples of it. These were the prophets. Muslims believe in a long line of prophets, starting with the first human, Adam, and including Noah, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, and many others, culminating in the final messenger, Muhammad, peace be upon them all. To be a Muslim is to love and respect every single one of them without making any distinction between them in their status as prophets. These prophets were not divine beings, they were human. They ate, slept, felt joy, and experienced hardship just like us. And honestly, this is the beauty and wisdom of it. Allah chose them from among mankind so they could be relatable role models. They showed us, through their own lives, how to implement God's guidance. They were living, breathing examples of patience, courage, compassion, and unwavering faith in the face of immense trials. They showed us what it means to be truly human, striving to live in a way that is pleasing to our Creator. Their mission was one and the same, to call people back to the first pillar, the belief in the one God, Allah, and to warn them against idolatry and injustice. From Noah building his ark amidst ridicule, to Abraham challenging the idols of his people, to Moses confronting the tyrant Pharaoh, to Jesus healing the sick and teaching love, to Muhammad uniting a divided people under the banner of faith. Their stories are a source of endless inspiration. They teach us that standing for truth often requires immense sacrifice, but the reward from God is eternal. Believing in all the prophets connects us to a shared spiritual heritage of humanity. It dismantles arrogance and fosters a sense of unity. Recognizing that the same God who sent Moses and Jesus is the one who sent Muhammad. It shows us that God's mercy has encompassed all nations. He never left a people without a warner. Their lives are a roadmap, showing us how to navigate the challenges of our own lives with grace and faith. They are not just historical figures, they are our teachers, our leaders, and our proof that living a life of submission to God is not only possible but is the highest honor a human being can achieve. The fifth pillar of faith addresses one of the most profound human questions. What happens after we die? This is the belief in the Day of Judgment. Islam teaches that this life is a temporary test, a journey, not the final destination. There will come a day when the entire universe will be brought to an end, and every single person who has ever lived will be resurrected to stand before Allah for a final, perfect accounting of their lives. It is the day when all secrets will be laid bare and all scales will be balanced with absolute precision. This belief is the ultimate source of accountability. It means that nothing we do in this life is forgotten or goes unnoticed. Every good deed, even as small as a smile, is recorded, and every injustice, every act of arrogance, every hidden sin is also recorded. On that day, no one will be wronged in the slightest. The oppressed will finally see justice, and the oppressors will have to answer for their tyranny. It is the promise that the moral arc of the universe, which can seem so bent and broken in this world, ultimately bends towards perfect, divine justice. This isn't meant to be a belief that inspires constant terror, but rather one that inspires a profound sense of responsibility and mindfulness. It makes you think twice before you speak, before you act, before you treat another person with disrespect. It encourages you to be more forgiving, more generous, and more just, because you know that your own salvation depends on the mercy of God and the good you put forth. It gives meaning to struggle and patience, knowing that every hardship borne for God's sake will be rewarded beyond measure. Believing in the Day of Judgment fundamentally changes your perspective on life and death. Death is no longer a terrifying end, but a transition, a doorway to the next stage of existence where true reality begins. It makes you value your time on earth, seeing every moment as an opportunity to invest in your eternal future. This belief gives hope to the hopeless and pause to the powerful. It is the ultimate equalizer, a reminder that whether king or pauper, we will all stand equal before our Creator. and our status will be determined not by our wealth or power, but by the state of our hearts and the record of our deeds. The final pillar, and perhaps one of the most misunderstood, is the belief in Al-Qadr, or divine decree. This is the belief that everything that happens in the universe, from the movement of the planets to the falling of a single leaf, happens by the will and knowledge of Allah. He knows everything that has happened, everything that is happening, and everything that will happen, and He has written it all in a preserved tablet. Nothing happens outside of His ultimate control and wisdom. This is the essence of trusting in the Creator's master plan. Now, this often leads to a question about free will. If everything is decreed, do we have any choice? The answer in Islam is a nuanced and beautiful balance. Yes, everything is known to Allah, but we are still given the capacity to choose. Allah, in His infinite knowledge, knows the choices we will make, but He does not force us to make them. Think of a teacher who knows her students well. She might predict that one student will study hard and pass, while another will neglect his studies and fail. Her knowledge doesn't cause their outcomes, their choices do. We are responsible for our intentions and our actions. This belief is a powerful antidote to anxiety, despair, and arrogance. When something good happens to you, you don't become arrogant because you recognize it as a blessing and a gift from Allah. You express gratitude, knowing it wasn't just your own cleverness that brought it about. And when a calamity strikes, when you face loss or hardship, you don't fall into despair or endless blame. You practice patience, trusting that there is a divine wisdom behind it, even if you can't see it. You know that this trial is from Allah, and in bearing it with faith, there is a hidden good and an opportunity for spiritual growth. Belief in Qadr is the key to true inner peace. It allows you to let go of the things you cannot control and focus on what you can, your own choices, your own attitude, your own relationship with God. It doesn't mean being passive, it means striving and working hard, tying your camel, but then trusting in Allah for the outcome. It is the ultimate surrender, the calming of the heart and the knowledge that your affairs are in the hands of the most wise, the most merciful, who loves you more than you can imagine, and whose plan is always perfect. So you see, the 6 pillars of faith aren't just a list of theological points to be memorized. They are not just beliefs. They are lenses. They are a new way of seeing, a new way of experiencing the world. When you look through these lenses, the entire picture changes. The chaos of life begins to resolve into a pattern. The random, meaningless events suddenly take on a profound sense of purpose. It is a complete paradigm shift for the heart and the soul. Instead of living with constant fear of the unknown, you find a deep and abiding trust in the one who knows all. Instead of feeling like a victim of random circumstances, you see the wisdom and mercy in a divine plan. You stop blaming the world, you stop shaking your fist at the sky in frustration, and you start turning back to the only one who has the answers, the only one who can bring true peace to your heart, the one who created it all, Allah. If this message, if any part of this explanation has reached your heart and sparked a light of curiosity within you, then please, don't let it stop here. This is not the end of the journey. It is an invitation to begin. Explore more, read more, reflect more. Discover the beauty and depth of Islam fully for yourself. Subscribe to the channel to continue this journey with me. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss what's next. And if you know someone who is searching for answers, someone with a seeking heart, share this with them. This is just the beginning.